All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me turn down this monitor here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Louis George Walker coming to you live from KUAW Radio, and we're glad to have you join us for the BFTAA and More show. Yes, we come to you from the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center located at 4510 East Linwood Boulevard in Kansas City, Missouri. And this is a partnership between the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, BFTAA, and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, who come together to form a radio station that we named Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom, KUAW. So KUAW Radio is part of the BFTAA media programming. So we're also broadcasting on Amazon speaker, tell it to play KUAW. If you have Roku or Apple TV, you can find KUAW Radio there. Just go and search those sites, and we're on there also. You can pick us up on my online radio box, on mytuner.com, Radio Garden, and Get Me Radio. So there's a lot of ways that you can pick this radio station up, and we broadcast 24 hours a day with our audio side, and then our videos when we're doing those are on YouTube and on Facebook and those sites. So we're glad to have you here with us. It is the beginning of another month. It is March 4th. Time to move forward. We have to March 4th today. We're into the third month of the year. So this year is rolling on by, and we're getting ready for Easter. Spring is seeming to be springing or has already sprung in the Kansas City area because it's been warm. We had 80 degrees or right at 80 degrees yesterday. And I was ready to get out my straw hat and wear it to church, you know. I was thinking, hey, it's about time for it. But I want to thank all of you for joining us today. Glad to have you on here. And let me know where you're from. If you're picking us up, we always like to go through our Facebook and YouTube and see who's chatting with us or who's made some comments. So put something in the chat, put something, a message to us, and let us know that you're listening. You can also give us a call right here at the station at the number that goes by on the top, 816-599-6893. That's 816-599-6893. Or you can pick us up there, and we'll be glad to talk with you. This is KUAW Radio, and we're a part of Kansas City and a part of the world. We're also located on the STEM City site. So if you go to STEM City USA or STEM City Kansas City, you can search KUAW there or the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and be directed to the Kansas City site where some of our videos are up and you can get recordings of them and watch us live. So check us out on STEM City USA, STEM City Kansas City. Yes, we're right here. So we got a lot of things that are coming up today and through this year that we're going to talk about because this year is just getting started and we're making plans for a big year. This is our 20th anniversary. I think I've told you that before, but I want to let you know that BFTAA has been around in Kansas City for 20 years, and we've been trying to reach people and reach the community to bring up first to have broadband internet access, which now everybody is joining in on, but we've been beating that drum for a while, and to show how we can improve our standard of living, our children's educational outcomes, and to get them involved in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Yes, those are the sciences that are very important to the world today, not just to Kansas City, not just to the United States, but to the world, that we have many trained scientists, engineers working on a lot of the problems that we have. So we have to keep generating more educated youth that they can become leading adults. And a lot of countries are putting out more engineers than the United States is. So we need to get more of our young people excited and involved in the sciences, in mathematics, in computer engineering. All of that is a thing that we should be working on. Now, one of the ways we do that, and we do this every week when we're on here, and I'm with you every Monday from 5 to 5:45, and then at 6 o'clock, stay tuned for B. Michael with Shifting Paradigms. But we're here to show you what we can do and to give some motivation toward doing more in our community. So we started this radio station on a shoestring, on a wing and a prayer, but we're able to put together something that can put out information to the community, and that's what we're about doing. So we're going to go right now to one of the programs that we run every week here, and that's from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, called Space to Ground. But we can also, not Space to Ground, we're going to do This Week at NASA first. Then we're going to do Space to Ground. So I'll get it together. So stay with me as we get ready now for NASA's This Week at NASA. Then we're going to follow that up with Space to Ground from NASA, where you can see some of the things that are being done in the world of STEM. All right, let's start it off with Space to Ground.
Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Kayla LaFrance. This week, 4 members of Crew 7 are on the home stretch as they prepare for the new arrivals of Crew 8. NASA's SpaceX Crew 8 mission will launch soon from Kennedy Space Center's Launch Complex 39A atop a Falcon rocket. The Crew 8 members are NASA astronauts Matthew Dominic, Michael Barrett, Jeanette Epps, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Gurbenkin. Following launch, the crew will then rendezvous and dock with the space station. So follow us on social media or watch it on NASA television, the NASA app, the agency's website, or on NASA Plus. During their 6-month stay aboard the orbital lab, Crew 8 will research a multitude of space phenomena to improve life for human living on and off the Earth. The quartet will explore the mechanisms behind neurological disorders, ways to prevent fluid shifts that occur in astronauts living in space, how microgravity affects plant growth, and how algae may improve spacecraft life support systems. Throughout his 6-month stay, Crew 8 astronaut Mike Barrett will participate in the CIPHER experiment, a suite of human body experiments that aim to help scientists learn more and better prepare astronauts for long journeys to the Moon and Mars. Over the course of CIPHER, astronauts will participate in an integrated set of 14 studies sponsored by NASA and international partner agencies. These research studies will monitor the health of astronauts before, during, and after their missions.
Space to Ground.
It will be a busy and exciting week next week. NASA will honor the next generation of Artemis astronaut candidates to graduate.
Okay, let's start that again. We kind of got a little off here.
Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Kayla LaFrance. This week, 4 members of Crew 7 are on the home stretch as they prepare for the new arrivals of Crew 8. NASA's SpaceX Crew 8 mission will launch soon from Kennedy Space Center's Launch Complex 39A atop a Falcon rocket. The Crew 8 members are NASA astronauts Matthew Dominic, Michael Barrett, Jeanette Epps, and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Gurbenkin. Following launch, the crew will then rendezvous and dock with the space station. So follow us on social media or watch it on NASA television, the NASA app, the agency's website, or on NASA Plus. During their 6-month stay aboard the orbital lab, Crew 8 will research a multitude of space phenomena to improve life for human living on and off the Earth. The quartet will explore the mechanisms behind neurological disorders, ways to prevent fluid shifts that occur in astronauts living in space, how microgravity affects plant growth, and how algae may improve spacecraft life support systems. Throughout his 6-month stay, Crew 8 astronaut Mike Barrett will participate in the CIPHER experiment, a suite of human body experiments that aim to help scientists learn more and better prepare astronauts for long journeys to the moon and Mars. Over the course of Cypher, astronauts will participate in an integrated set of 14 studies sponsored by NASA and international partner agencies. These research studies will monitor the health of astronauts before, during, and after their missions.
Space to ground.
It will be a busy and exciting week next week. NASA will honor the next generation of Artemis astronaut candidates to graduate at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday, March 5th, at the agency's Johnson Space Center in Houston. After completing more than 2 years of basic training, these astronaut candidates will earn their wings and become eligible for spaceflight, including assignments to the International Space Station, missions to the moon, and eventually, missions to Mars. Live coverage will be provided, so follow us on social media or watch it on NASA television, the NASA app, the agency's website, or on NASA Plus. And for now, that's Space to Ground. Thanks for watching.
All right. That's Space to Ground. We gave you a little double replay of it, but we were glad that we can give it to you. Now, as we go forward, because we got other things that I want to talk to you about, I want to go ahead and go into our other two NASA programs right quick. So we're going to go right to This Week at NASA. Wait a minute, let me get that ready for you.
An historic delivery to the moon's south pole, a record-breaking scientific balloon flight, and an asteroid mission's close pass of the sun. A few of the stories to tell you about This Week at NASA. For the first time in more than 50 years, new NASA science instruments and technology demonstrations have been operated on the moon. A suite of 6 science instruments and tech demos was delivered to the South Pole region of the moon on February 22nd by Intuitive Machines' Odysseus lander. The mission, known as IM-1, was the first successful delivery for the agency's Commercial Lunar Payload Services, or CLPS initiative and Artemis campaign. The Gusto scientific balloon mission is the new record holder for longest flight of any NASA heavy lift, long-duration scientific balloon mission. It recently surpassed the previous record of 55 days, 1 hour, and 34 minutes while flying high above Antarctica. Gusto is an astrophysics mission that is mapping a large part of the Milky Way galaxy, including the galactic center and the nearby Large Magellanic Cloud. Preliminary telemetry indicates that our OSIRIS-APEX spacecraft, formerly known as OSIRIS-REx, recently completed an operation that brought it 25 million miles closer to the Sun than it was designed to function. The close pass of the Sun, or perihelion, was the first of 7 the spacecraft will make on its journey to study asteroid Apophis, which is expected to have a rare close encounter with Earth in April 2029. The recent carpet determination in entirety measurements, or carpet diem tests, were aimed at helping researchers examine the quality and ruggedness of a new generation of ground recording systems. The recording equipment is needed for future flight tests of our experimental X-59 aircraft to confirm that it can fly supersonic while producing just a quiet sonic thump. The X-59 is not yet flying, so an F-15 and an F-18 aircraft were used to make supersonic passes for the recording equipment. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more about what else we're up to, check out nasa.gov.
All right, there was a couple of things going on at NASA, and you see that they're trying to figure out how to fly planes over land without creating the sonic booms. For those of you that are younger, you may not have ever heard them, but when I was a kid and stuff, they were just breaking the sound barrier, and they used to fly jets over populated areas like Kansas City and stuff at supersonic speeds, and you'd hear this loud boom when it went over, and that's called a sonic boom, as the pressure of the air and the plane that's actually flying faster than the speed of sound. But they stopped them because it was distracting. I mean, these were loud booms. It wasn't a little boom. It'd rattle the windows in your house. So now they're trying to come up with a way of designing aircraft that'll be able to fly without producing such a loud sonic boom, if any at all, that it wouldn't be as distracting to people or scary to people, because it could sound like an explosion happening, not real close, but closer than you'd probably want it to happen when you heard the sonic boom. So, and if they could do that, then they could fly planes over populated areas or over the country at a faster speed. So you could travel from New York, say, to California in a lot less time, maybe half the time as you do now, because they can't fly at supersonic speed. That was one of the problems when they developed the Concorde. The French had a Concorde airliner that could fly faster than the speed of sound, but they could only fly it over the ocean where there wasn't people around. So it flew from, I think, France and England over to the United States. That way it was very limited, so you couldn't really make the money off of it as you could if you could fly around a lot more places. So, and it was small. It didn't hold as many people because it has to be streamlined in order to go that fast. But some of you may remember. If not, look up the Concorde. It was a French-built plane that was a passenger liner that could carry people faster than the speed of sound. So they haven't given up on that objective to fly faster than the speed of sound, but they're trying to do it where it doesn't make as much noise. So we're glad to hear that, or to not hear that, as it may be. But yeah, so that's the research and development that we talk about, though, that's got to be going on all the time. It's not just every once in a while, but we should be developing and using all of our brain power in this country on a constant basis, Seth, because that's the only way we can continue to thrive and to grow and to, make this country better, make the world a better place. So we're always glad to bring you the things that are coming up from NASA and what they're working on. Because there's a lot of good-paying jobs in that, too, and a lot of development for people that are into that. If you wanted to be a scientist, a technician on those type of things, or any kind of engineer, NASA is a good place. They do a lot of research development, especially in the aeronautics, and it doesn't all mean flying into space. It's just like they said, they were testing the ground equipment. So they have to test things that, don't take you into space, and most of the people that work for NASA have never been in space or flying in supersonic planes anyway. It's a lot of people that are right here on Earth, and just like you and me that are working and making the strides that we need to get into space or to go deeper in exploration. I also saw where they're still testing of experimenting on people to find out if we can survive on long space flights, what effects it'll have on our bodies and stuff. As they go back to set up the station on the moon, that's going to be an experiment for humans staying on a distant planet or asteroid or what we say off Earth location for long durations of time, and what effect it may have on their bodies. Now, the moon isn't like just flying in space. There will be gravity on the moon. I think it's 1/6 of what it is on Earth, but you have the effects of gravity because it is a big body, to where when they're on the space station stuff, they're in like microgravity. There is some gravity there, but very, very little of it, and it affects the body different. If you travel through space to another planet, like going to Mars, which they are planning on doing, then how would those long effects of microgravity affect the human body? And we know that we can do it around the Earth for more than a year, but to get to Mars and back is going to take you more than a year. So we've got to really do a lot more research on those type of things. Now we're going to go to something a little bit more down to earth that you can do at home. You can do with your kids, and you and friends can get together and do, and that is checking out the night skies and looking at the constellations and all that's available. So there's another bit that comes up every month, and it gives you what's happening throughout the month, and that's called What's Up. This is from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratories. So let's check out now the latest episode of What's Up.
What's up for March? some close pair-ups with the moon, and Mercury makes an appearance, a subtle lunar eclipse, and a chance to catch a comet. In March, you'll find Jupiter shining brightly in the west during the early evening hours all month long. And on March 13th, it's joined by a crescent moon so close that the pair will be visible together through binoculars. On the following evening, the moon visits the Pleiades. This is another close pairing with the 5-day-old lunar crescent hanging right next to the bright star cluster that will look great through a small telescope or binoculars. Near the end of March, observers in the northern hemisphere will have the best opportunity of the year to catch a glimpse of Mercury in the evening sky. Look for it shining brightly low in the west following sunset. Overnight on March 24th and into the 25th, the moon will pass through the outer part of Earth's shadow, creating a faint lunar eclipse called a penumbral eclipse. Now, the more spectacular variety of lunar eclipses happens when the moon passes through Earth's inner shadow, or umbra. That's when we see a dark bite taken out of the moon, or in the case of a total lunar eclipse, a reddish so-called blood moon. Penumbral eclipses cause only a slight dimming of the moon's brightness, so if you're not looking for it, you might not know there was an eclipse happening. But if you glance at the moon early in the night, and then later around the peak of the eclipse, you might notice the difference in brightness. Even faint lunar eclipses like this one are always accompanied by a solar eclipse either a couple of weeks before or after. And on April 8th, a total solar eclipse will sweep across the US. We'll tell you more about that in next month's video. There's a comet making its way into the inner solar system that's already visible with a telescope and might start to become visible to the unaided eye by late March or in April. It's a mountain of rock, dust, and ice several miles wide named 12P Pons Brooks. It has a stretched out 71-year-long orbit that carries it as far from the Sun as the orbit of Neptune and as close as the orbit of Venus. Fortunately, because this orbit is tilted, it doesn't cross our planet's path, so there's no chance of a collision. Comet 12P has been observed on several of its previous appearances, going back hundreds of years, and one thing it's known for is its occasional outbursts. Sometimes this comet suddenly brightens by quite a bit due to bursts of gas and dust being released from beneath its surface. If this happens in the March-April timeframe as the comet nears the Sun, it could become bright enough to observe with the eye alone. But even without additional brightening from outbursts, the comet is predicted to peak at a brightness that should make it easy to see with binoculars and possibly just naked eye visible under dark skies by the end of March. Now, comets are notoriously unpredictable, so it's hard to know for sure how bright Pons Brooks will get as it nears the Sun, but it's certainly worth a look. You can find it low in the west-northwest part of the sky at the end of evening twilight. Comets, along with asteroids, are leftover pieces of the materials that formed the Sun and planets. So catch a comet and glimpse one of the building blocks of our solar system with your own eyes. Here are the phases of the Moon for March. Stay up to date on NASA's missions exploring the solar system and beyond at science.nasa.gov. I'm Preston Dykes from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and that's what's up for this month.
All right. So there you go with what's up at NASA. We'd like to bring all of these to you so that you can get a glimpse of what's going on. And that's always good. I like this because you can go out and it's getting warm, so you may be going to the park or going out to the lake, be out somewhere in the woods where it's dark and you see a lot more of the night sky when you get away from the city lights. And if you have a set of binoculars or a small telescope, you may remember to take it with you and you can pick some of these things out. And it'd be good for your kids to get involved with it. They can start finding and pointing out things in the night sky that may, get them excited about astronomy and what they can find or what they can do in that. So that's all well and good stuff that we should be interested in. Hey, so I wanted to let you guys know that we've got things going on here, and the BFTAA is doing a lot as we're coming into this year and getting ready for the next school year, as we've been steadily trying to get things back rolling from the pandemic and building up our team and building up our youth and our programming and stuff. We're going to have a meeting for parents that if you want to get your kids involved in technology, in robotics, any of that, get in touch with us. We're having a meeting this Saturday. So if you will contact the Black Family Technology Awareness Association or just show up down at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center, this meeting will be at 12:30 when our robotics teams normally meet. So we'll start at 12:30 and probably keep you here no more than 30 minutes. But if you're interested in getting your child involved, you can also go to our webpage, www.bftaa.org, and fill out the enrollment form so that you can get your child involved in our technology program. So go to www.bftaa.org, and that would be one way that you can get the enrollment process already started. It will have your name and the name of your child and all that pertinent information, and we can roll. But if you're interested in getting your child involved in robotics and maker, we're going to do some maker type of events also. So it won't all be robotics. We're looking at doing some 3D printing, having the kids work on some different technology projects as the year goes on. So we're going to finish out this year, and we're going to go until about May. So you can enroll them now. They'll have March, April, and May that we'll have our Remake Learning Days on May the 11th. That's going to be a big get-together for the community and for our youth. That will be the end of our program for this year. So if you can get your child down here this Saturday, or if you just want to come and get some more information yourself, come to 4510 East Linwood Boulevard at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center building, and come to the back, park on the 31st Street side, and there's a door on the east side in the back that you can come in that way. You can ring the doorbell, or somebody will be at the door to let you in. But come at 12:30 this Saturday. That's going to be March the, what's the date? March the 9th. So Saturday, March the 9th, we want parents to come down, and we'll talk to you about the program, let you know what it's about. And if you want to get your child involved in some robotics, we'll be able to handle that also. So we'd be glad to see you and hope that you would get your young people down here, because we want to get them started in robotics, because they do competitive robots. But if the kids have never worked on it, it's hard for them to be real competitive in the year. We had the best competitive team ever this year, and we had 4 boys that really worked at it. But we'd like to get the kids prerequisite like they can learn now through May. And then when they come back to school, because the competition build will start at the first of when school starts, and usually the competition is in December, either late November or December. So they can work September, October, November, and then it'll be time for competition. But if they've already got a head start on learning how to build a robot, how to program the robot, that can help us for this coming year that's coming up. So if you want to get your child involved in the robotics program, we do Lego and Vex robots, and we work with children from 9 to 18 years old. So 9 to 18 years old, we'd love to have you come down and see what we're doing and get your child involved. We'll be glad to have them. Thank you very much, and we're so glad of that. Now, we also have a request out for all of you that are out there listening. You may know someone that can help us out. But we're located in the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center building, and it's a building that we're restoring. It used to be the Milton Moore Elementary School. So the BFTAA, Black Family Technology Awareness Association, we have a room that we want to make our robotics lab, and we need some work done in it. So we're looking to get donations of time and labor, or donations of funds to help restore this room, not restore this room, but to create a lab here. Now, in the cold, what was that, back in February when it got down to below zero, we did have a water pipe bust. The floor got wet. We've got wooden floors, and part of the floor got damaged. So we probably have a third of the floor that needs to be replaced. So if you know someone that can replace hardwood floors, and it doesn't have to be replaced with hardwood, but we've got some damage, some water damage that we'd like to get a bid on to somebody so that we can know what funds we need to put together. So if you know anybody that's in the hardwood flooring business, we'd like for them to come down and give us a bid on replacing the floor that is messed up. And then we can also look at the funds that we need to raise to get that floor fixed and to also start the building of the robotics lab. So this is the room that we're working with. We have one room that the BFTAA is working with to make our technology lab. We'll have our robotics, 3D printing, all the equipment in there. Now, we may have classes in other rooms or in the auditorium or something at times, but this is where we want to be our main lab, and we're going to need your help to help put that together. So if you'd like to donate, if you know someone that works with hardwood floors that could come in and give us an estimate on getting the floor replaced, we would appreciate that. We also need to get some estimates on redoing the room. So someone that has any experience in painting and making not a classroom, because we don't want it to be a class, we want it to be a lab. So we want to develop a laboratory, and we need to raise funds for that also. So if you know somebody out there, if you know how to do that type of work, or if you want to give us a bid, we're not asking for you to do it all for free. We know that time is money, people that do this as a profession. If you can donate some time, well and good. But if we can get some estimates so that we know what the costing could be on doing some of this work, we would really appreciate that. So if you could come down and give us an estimate or start working with us, looking at what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, we would appreciate it. So get in touch with me. I'm George Walker. You can give me a call at 816-805-0406. So any contractors that are out there, subcontractors, people that are into that and that have some experience in building labs or not classrooms, but more of a workshop type room, we would definitely like to talk with you about it and see if you could help us out and if we can work together, because there's other work needs to be done in the building. So this could be a starter introductory that maybe can help you get more of what we need done here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. So you can help out the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and it may be a good way to just get let we show off what you've done and your business model and everything that's going on there. So we would really appreciate it. If you know someone, have them get in touch with me, Louis George Walker. They can go to the Black Family Technology Awareness page, our website, www.bftaa.org. Now, you can go there for the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and there's a lot of context. You can also call and leave a recording or leave a message at 816-599-6893. That's 816-599-6893. So we would love to talk to you about the renovations that we need and the room that we want to turn into a learning lab that really has the look and the feel where young people can come in and really learn. So that's something that we're working on. We hope that you could help us out, and we thank you so much for it, All right. So we're enjoying this part that's more than halfway done, or half an hour has passed. I put a little post out on Facebook and YouTube and some of our LinkedIn, our other pages yesterday. I want to run it now to let you know about what we have going on this year. So let me see if I can bring up now the link that I have. I think we got it somewhere right here. Let's check this out, if it'll show. There we go. All right, this is the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and we are celebrating 20 years from 2004 to 2024, and we're wanting to get in contact with our alumni, volunteers, people that have worked with us, that have helped build the Black family, that have worked with the young people, and some of the young people that were here. We want them to get in touch with us. And we're going to go into the future of technology. So we have 20 years and we're counting. We're still moving forward. So I wanted you to see that little bit of advertisement. It is on Facebook. It's on YouTube right now. Oh, I'm missing a screw out of my arm here. That's why this. Okay, my microphone, I got to hold it up here. So it's falling apart on me. But we'll work with that. All right. But that is what we're doing. We've been around for 20 years. We've had a lot of exciting times, a lot of fun times, a lot of hard work has went into this organization, but we have made a difference in some people's lives, maybe not in a whole bunch, but in some. And it's made a difference in a lot of our volunteers' lives. So the Black Family Technology Awareness Association wants to say thank you. Thank you to all those that have volunteered, all those that have supported us, have made donations, all the businesses and corporations that have lent a hand, have donated equipment, have sent employees in to do work days, and all of that's been going on. We want to say thank you. And this year is going to be a year of celebration for the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We're going to be celebrating throughout the year, and we're in the process of planning our gala celebration, which will take place in October. So after school starts and we're ready with the next robotics teams and stuff, we're going to have a celebration then. So we're in the planning stages, but what I want is all of you that have had any contact or any work, have done any supporting of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association over the years. A lot of you will be getting emails as we're building this out. We will be sending out letters and save the dates and stuff. But we want you to contact us. We want the stories. We want to get some of the pictures and photographs of young people that have won awards, that have participated in our youth technology fairs, of the churches and the businesses that have supported these young people. We want people that have been in our summer camps that we did at the Boys and Girls Clubs, and all the work that we've been doing, and all of the lovely volunteers. We've had numerous, I don't know the numbers, too high to count right now, of volunteers. We had the National Society of Black Engineers and KU and UMKC come and volunteer here. We had the community network of employees of AT&T. We had the Sprint Diamonds that have been a part, the Black Data Processing Associates. All of those have been a part in helping to found and grow the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and we are grateful, and we want to say thank you. We want to have a time to recognize everyone. We want to recognize the people that have been recognized by the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. So those of you that have received awards as technology leaders or technology pioneers, like Mr. Leon Dixon, like Pastor Modest Miles, like Brian Busby, the weatherman, and many more that we have given pioneer awards to, that we have given leaders, technology leaders awards. We want to hear from you. We want to get back in touch with you and see what you've been doing, how you've been moving along, and to celebrate you and for you to help our celebration. So this is the 20th year of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and we're reaching out to you, to your family, and to everyone that we can get involved in this, not just on a gala day, but throughout the year. We're going to be doing things, and we'd love to hear from you. We want to post pictures on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to send us a video about your time with the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, with KUAW Radio, with any of the projects that we've done, we'd like to get a video of you or a picture or just a write-up, and you can send it. And that goes for all the youth, too. Some of you now, in 20 years, there's a lot of kids that we've worked with that have graduated, not just from high school, but even from college. And we'd like to hear from you. I know some of our award winners have started careers, have been in careers. When we first started, we had some young men that had built a liquid-cooled computer. And I know that they were juniors or seniors in high school then, so they've probably got families. They've been out in the work world for years. We'd like to hear from you. All of you that were down there at the Manual Technical Center on Truman Road when we did one of our first youth technology fairs, we'd like to hear from you if you were involved in that. We'd like to talk to you, or just like to say hello and see how you've been doing in life. All of you that were at maker fairs, all you young people that helped man tables tables and talk to the public at our maker fairs, all that have been involved in robotics competitions since 2008 or 9 when we got involved in the VEX robotics program. We'd like to talk to you. So if you've been involved in our robotics program, if you helped us run wiring, if you helped us as we did a lot of the different projects of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, we'd like to talk with you. We'd like to hear from you and see how you're doing. So just reach out to us. Go to our website, www.bftaa.org. You can email us at bftaa@sbcglobal.net. You can reach us on Facebook, on YouTube. You can send a message in Instant Messenger. Just the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and KUAW Radio wants to reach out, wants to reconnect with all of the people that we've been working with. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of your life, and we are so grateful that you let us be a part of your life. So just get in touch with us. That's one thing we've got coming up. We're going to do some things around Juneteenth. We're going to be doing the Remake Learning Days in May. We want you to stop by at these events when we have it. Remake Learning Days is going to be held right here at the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center on May the 11th. And we'd love for you to come down and be a part of that and just stop in and say hi. Some of you parents that have brought your kids through, just stop through. Tell us what your young people are doing now and how BFTAA has either helped or any effect that it may have had on their lives and on their growth and development. So we'd like to hear from you, and we want to keep making memories as this goes forward. So we want the parents that are bringing kids down, getting involved in our robotics, getting involved in our technology programs and our science fairs and all of that, to come down and see what some of the past ones have been doing. So we want you to come. We want you to be involved with us. So that's kind of what we've got going on at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. This is BFTAA and more with you today. One thing we do want to remind everyone, too, is that it's time to stop the violence. Yes, it's time to put down the guns. It's time to think before we react. It's time to talk and mediate. It's time to do anything other than pulling out a gun and trying to take someone's life or taking someone's life. We need to be more able to solve our problems, our differences in a way that doesn't cost somebody their lives. We need to be able to talk. We need to be able to negotiate. We just need to get along. It's just too much violence going on. So I don't want to end this without saying that a lot of the violence, and I mean, this is a violent civilization that we're in. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. So it's not just the young people. It's not just Kansas City. It's not even just the United States. We live in a violent civilization. True enough. But we don't all have to be violent. We don't have to buy into it. We don't have to accept it as that it's the only way to get something done is through violence. Let's try peace. Let's try love. Let's try working together to move ourselves forward and to move this civilization, this world, this humanity to a higher level. All right, that's my soapbox for today. I want to thank you for joining us. Be here again next Monday from 5 to 5:45 for BFTAA and more. And as I sign off, I want you to come back on at 6 o'clock. Listen to some of the old school jams that we may be playing, but we want you back here at 6 o'clock for Shifting Paradigms with B. Michael. So B. Michael will be on here at 6 o'clock. Come back to KUAW on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're checking us out at. If you're listening to us online or on KOJH, I want to thank you for listening to us, and that is it for today. Have yourself a great day, and we will be talking to you next week. Bye.